My girlfriend tweeted, "I don't owe anyone an explanation," after spending our anniversary with her ex. I retweeted, "Neither do I," with a photo of her packed bags. When she returned, her key didn't work and her belongings were on the curb. I, 28 male, never thought I'd be one of those people posting their relationship drama on Reddit, but here we are. Pour yourself a drink because this one's a ride. 3 years. That's how long Victoria and I had been together. We met through mutual friends at a housewarming party. She was the type who could command a room just by walking in, not through loudness, but through this quiet confidence that made everyone lean in when she spoke. Dark hair, these green eyes that seemed to see right through you, and a laugh that made you feel like you were in on some private joke. We moved in together after 18 months. Split everything 50-50 on paper, but I was making significantly more, so I covered most of the actual expenses. Never kept score though. That's not what you do when you love someone, right? Wrong. Our third anniversary was October 15th. I'd made reservations at this little Italian place where we had our first real date. Nothing fancy, just meaningful. Bought her this vintage camera she'd been eyeing for months. She was into film photography, always talking about capturing authentic moments. The morning of our anniversary, she kissed me goodbye like any other day. Said she had a work thing that might run late, but she'd meet me at the restaurant by 8 p.m. 7:45 p.m. I'm at the restaurant. Ordered a bottle of wine. 8:15 p.m. Running late, start without me. 8:45 p.m. So sorry babe, this is taking forever. Rain check? I paid for the wine, left. Figured work happens, we'd celebrate another night. Then I opened Instagram. Her friend Julie had posted a story. There's Victoria in the background, clearly visible at some rooftop bar downtown. Timestamp 8:32 p.m. No work clothes. She's wearing the dress I bought her for her birthday. I screenshot it. Not out of paranoia, just instinct. Fast forward to 11 p.m. She comes home, tells me about this nightmare client meeting that went on forever. I ask her which client. She names one. I ask what they discussed. She gives details. She's good. Really good. If I hadn't seen that photo, I'd have believed every word. How was the restaurant? She asks, settling onto the couch. Fine. Ate alone. I'm so sorry, babe. We'll go tomorrow, I promise. I sleep on it. Maybe she went for drinks after the meeting. Maybe I'm overreacting. Next morning I check her friend's Instagram again. More photos from the night before, and there he is, Peter. Her ex, the one she told me was completely out of her life. The one who meant nothing anymore. He's in 3 separate photos with their group. In one, his hand is on her lower back. Here's where I could have confronted her. Should have, probably. But something in my gut said wait. So I waited. Over the next 2 weeks I paid attention. Really paid attention. Late meetings became more frequent. Her phone was suddenly always face down. She'd step out to take calls. Classic signs, right? But I needed proof. Not for some dramatic confrontation, but for my own sanity. Then came the tweet. October 30th, 2:47 a.m. I'm scrolling Twitter because I can't sleep. Victoria's account pops up. Reminder, I don't owe anyone an explanation for living my life. Stop trying to control people under the guise of caring. The replies are all her friends hyping her up. Queen, this, say it louder for the people in back. Something about that tweet flipped a switch in me. Not anger, just clarity. I spent the next day doing research. Turns out, when you're not married and only one person is on the lease, you have a lot more options than you'd think. I was the sole leaseholder. We'd never gotten around to adding her name. Legally, having lived there for over a year and paying rent, or her portion of it, she had established tenancy. She was a month-to-month tenant. In my state, you need to give 30 days written notice to end a month-to-month tenancy, unless, and here's the kicker, the tenant has violated the terms of the lease. My lease had a clause about unauthorized long-term or repeated overnight guests. I'd been documenting. Peter had been coming over while I was at work. Our doorbell camera had logged him entering at 2 p.m. on October 18th, leaving at 5:47 p.m. October 22nd, 1:15 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. October 25th, 12:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. I consulted with a lawyer friend. He confirmed that she was a tenant and I couldn't just kick her out. But for a clear lease violation, I could serve her a 3-day notice to cure or quit. It meant she had 3 days to either fix the violation, in this case, ensure her unauthorized guests stopped coming over, or vacate the premises. If she did neither, I could then file for a formal eviction in court. The plan was simple. Serve her the notice. If she ignored it, file the papers. Move on with my life. But then she tweeted again. November 1st, 3 p.m. Some people really think they own you just because you live together. Newsflash. Having a key to the same door doesn't mean you have a key to my life. I quote retweeted it. Attached a photo I had just taken, the notarized notice to cure or quit taped securely to our front door. My caption, neither do I. Then I waited. The first call came at 3:03 p.m. I didn't answer. The text started at 3:04 p.m. WTF is this? Nathan, are you serious right now? This isn't funny. Answer your phone. What is this notice? 3:07 p.m. I'm coming home. We need to talk. I was at a coffee shop by then, watching the doorbell cam on my phone. She arrived, saw the notice, and tore it off the door. She spent 20 minutes trying her key, knocking and calling me. Finally, I answered. What the hell is wrong with you? Nothing's wrong with me. Did you read the notice? This is crazy. You can't just throw me out. I haven't thrown you out. I have served you a legal notice for a lease violation. You have 3 days to comply or vacate. I suggest you read it carefully. Lease violation? What are you talking about? Unauthorized overnight guests. It's all documented. Silence. Then, I don't know what you think you know. I know Peter's been coming over while I'm at work. I know you were with him on our anniversary. I know you've been lying to me for at least 2 weeks. You've been spying on me. No, I've been paying attention. There's a difference. You can't. Where am I supposed to go? You have 3 days to figure that out. Or you can simply choose to follow the terms of the lease you benefit from. Your call. She hung up. The Twitter storm started an hour later. She deleted the quote tweet first, but screenshots were already circulating. Then came her response thread. Since someone decided to air our business on social media, here's the truth. My ex has been going through a mental health crisis. As someone who cared about him once, I was trying to help. My boyfriend decided that basic human compassion was cheating and is trying to illegally evict me. This is what happens when insecure men think they own you. The replies were split. Some calling me controlling and abusive. Others pointing out the timeline didn't add up. I didn't respond, didn't need to, but Julie did. Remember her? She posted her own thread. I've kept quiet, but I can't anymore. Victoria, you were not helping Peter through anything. You told us you were finally getting what you deserved and that your boyfriend was too nice to notice. I have receipts. And boy, did she have receipts. Screenshots of group texts where Victoria bragged about playing both of us. How she was waiting until after the holidays to leave me because she deserved one more good Christmas. My phone blew up. I turned it off. Went to a hotel for the night. Update 1. It's been a week. I thought the hard part was over. I was wrong. Victoria made no move to leave after the 3 days, so I had to hire an actual lawyer to file the eviction paperwork. It cost me $3,000 just for the retainer. As expected, Victoria's dad, a lawyer, not a landlord-tenant one, clearly, filed a response. I was served with papers claiming retaliatory eviction, harassment, and emotional distress. The emotional distress claim was the kicker, citing my calculated use of social media to humiliate her. My attorney reviewed everything. He wasn't laughing. He was impressed. You documented this perfectly. The lease violations predate her tweets and your response by weeks. That's our shield against the retaliatory claim. But this will be a fight. She's hoping you'll pay her to go away. So we filed a countersuit for unpaid rent. I'd never noticed, but when I pulled our Venmo history for the lawyer, I found she'd been shorting me $50 to $100 every month for the last year. Oops, miscalculated. Thought rent was $1,650, not $1,700. It added up to $890. Then there were the utilities she was supposed to pay, groceries she requested money for but never bought, and furniture she claimed we'd split, but for which I had the full receipts. Total, $3,247. My attorney suggested we offer a cash-for-keys deal. We'll drop the eviction and countersuit if she agrees to move out in 7 days and waive all claims. Her dad's response, my client is willing to settle for $10,000 and will vacate in 60 days. Meanwhile, Victoria started a TikTok series about surviving narcissistic abuse, complete with crying videos and story times. The first video got 100K views. Then, Julie dropped another bomb. She DM'd me screenshots where Victoria was asking friends for money for a lawyer because Peter spent all his savings on crypto and can't help right now. But the real kicker came yesterday at Whole Foods. I hear, you've got some nerve showing your face in public. Victoria, with her mom. This is a grocery store, Victoria. You humiliated me. Do you have any idea what you've done? I posted a photo of a legal document. You're the one who made it a production. Her mom stepped forward. You're a small, pathetic man who couldn't handle a woman like my daughter. I know you were with Peter on our anniversary. I know he's been in my apartment. I know you planned to leave me after Christmas because you wanted presents first. Who told you that? Does it matter? I'll see you in court. Last night, I got a text from an unknown number. It was Peter. 3 words, you were right. Attached was a screenshot. Victoria on Tinder, bio. Fresh out of a toxic relationship, looking for someone who can handle a strong, independent woman, no broke boys. Profile created October 28th. Update 2. Court date was set for December 15th. Just a judge who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. Victoria showed up in a full suit. I wore khakis and a polo. My attorney told me to look stable and aggrieved. Her dad argued I'd engaged in retaliatory eviction, using her tweets as a pretext. My attorney calmly presented a timeline. Doorbell camera logs from Oct 18th, 22nd, 25th. He established a clear pattern of lease violation that existed long before her tweets on Oct 30th and Nov 1st. Then came the emotional distress claim. Her dad argued my quote tweet was a targeted harassment campaign. My attorney submitted her 47 TikToks, including one where she said, I was seeing both of them, so what? I'm exploring my options. He also submitted Julie's receipts and the Tinder profile, arguing that Victoria was the one who escalated and publicized the breakup. The judge's ruling was methodical. He found that a clear lease violation had occurred. He found that my actions to remedy it began before her most provocative social media posts. Therefore, it was not retaliatory. Her claims were dismissed. He then looked at our countersuit, reviewed the Venmo records, and awarded me the full $3,247. Finally, he signed the eviction order. She had 7 days to vacate. Outside the courthouse, her dad said, "We'll appeal." My attorney replied, "On what grounds? The judge's findings of fact are solid. You'd be wasting her money. My client, however, is now free to sue for malicious prosecution. Your call." Victoria stared at me. Was it worth it, destroying us over your ego? My ego? Victoria, you cheated, you lied, you had him in our home, and you bragged about it. What exactly was I supposed to do? You were supposed to fight for me. Not this. I'm not fighting for someone who already left. Update 3. It's been 3 weeks since court. She paid the judgment in passive-aggressive installments. The TikTok stopped. The move-out day was awkward. I worked from a coffee shop to avoid her, but came back in the evening to find her packing the last of her things into a U-Haul. Her mom was there, glaring at me. Victoria stopped, holding a box of books. I guess this is it. I nodded. I have to move back in with my parents. She laughed, a bitter, hollow sound. Peter and I broke up. Well, he kicked me out 2 weeks ago? I said nothing. He said I was toxic. Funny how everyone's toxic except me, right? What do you want, Victoria? I don't know. Closure? An ending that makes sense. You created the ending, Victoria. This is it. I loved you, in my way. Your way involved lying. It wasn't. I didn't see it as cheating. He was just familiar. I kept waiting for you to show your true colors, to be controlling or angry, but you never did. You were just good, stable, boring. So you created drama to feel something. I guess I did. She looked around the near-empty room. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for how I handled it. The lawsuit, the social media, that wasn't who I want to be. Okay, that's it. I want you to be angry, to yell, to show you cared. I did care. Past tense. Caring meant documenting lease violations and hiring a lawyer. Now, I nothing you. And that's worse than hate, isn't it? She stood up, leaving the box on the floor. Her mom grabbed her arm and pulled her towards the door. She didn't look back. Later that day, she posted on Instagram, a quote over a sunset. Sometimes the hardest lesson is learning that you were the villain in someone else's story. The comments were full of growth and "you're so brave." This was just another performance, another way to control the narrative. My phone buzzed. A text. "Peter, just wanted to say sorry for my part in all this. You seem like a good dude." She played us both. I didn't respond. It's New Year's Eve now. I'm typing this from my quiet, drama-free apartment. The lease renewal came yesterday. I signed it. Just my name, the way it should have always been.